Hey, how's it going today, YouTube? This is Eric Markland again with Markland Designs of Atlanta, and today I'll be doing yet another slideshow video on this brand new, beautiful red Toyota Tacoma that I had the opportunity to do an awesome audio build on it. So without further ado, let's get started, and I can give you the details of what I did. So this is actually the second Toyota Tacoma newer body style that I've had the opportunity to work on. The first one gave me a lot of valuable research, and I was able to test everything on the RTA as far as electrical and acoustical, as far as speaker size and placement. So this second build here, I knew exactly the product that was needed and everything that would perform well in this truck. So starting off from the factory radio, we have a signal going out of the factory, going into a Pac Amp Pro, which then now sends signal out to the amplifiers, which are from Audiotech-fischer, which is a P-SIx DSP MK2 6-channel amplifier running fully active, and a P1 amplifier that's a mono for the 3 subwoofers. We have GB60s for the doors, GB25s on the dash, and GS62s as far as the rear doors. Here we have the GB25s from Audiofrog. It's a 2.5-inch mid-range speaker that goes on the dash of the Toyota Tacoma with little to no modifications. Here we have brand new wire from Stinger, which is made into new Deutsch connectors, which allow for easy serviceability. It's almost like a factory speaker would. Everything's plug and play, 100% waterproof. The wire is covered in TechFlex, so there's no issues, no problems, and it's completely isolated from the original wiring because all new wiring was ran throughout the vehicle. As far as the front doors, rear doors, dash, everything is brand new wiring from Stinger. So here are some pics. You can see the dash is protected using Tesla tape, the green, and here's everything connected. Like I said, everything is labeled MD as far as mid-range. Not Markland Designs, but I mean, I guess it does kind of work. So, but yes, everything is plug and play like a factory type of application. Here's another shot of the GB25s bolted in using the factory hardware. Here's a shot of the factory 6x9s, the JBL factory speakers. Those weren't going to get the job done, so those were taken out and going to be replaced with the Audiofrog GB60s. And like all the other speakers in the vehicle, there's brand new Stinger wiring and Deutsch connectors for easy serviceability and plug and play fit. Here you can see the wire coming into the door. Special adapters were made to accommodate the 6.5s and the 6x9 location. Here's everything's plugged up and it's ready to rock and roll. We also added an acoustic foam around the speakers to it's a closed cell foam actually, to help bring the sound from inside the door into the actual vehicle. Sound deadener was used throughout the doors. The inner skin, outer skin, and the actual door panels were covered to help minimize any types of noise, resonance, and vibrations. The rear doors, it's a weird configuration. It's like a factory 6.5-inch, but it's really like a 3-inch. That one don't get the job done as well. So expanded PVC adapters were made, cemented, and hit on the router to give a very clean, professional look. Then stainless steel hardware was used so that the speakers can be taken in and out as many times in a professional manner like a factory speaker would. So here's a shot of the GS62s that are going in the rear doors. And like I did with the front, everything is done in sound skins, sound treatment, and just to actually get the best performance out of these speakers. And moving on to the wiring, here is a shot of the underhood fuse. Everything was cut on the laser and labeled for easy serviceability. So on one side, you can see the P1, and on the other for the P-SIx. So if the car ever needed to be serviced or worked on, the tech would know which fuse holder, works in correlation to which amplifier. Here's everything bolted into the actual vehicle using the factory threaded bolts. So there was no new holes, drilled into the actual vehicle. So everything can be returned back to factory if the client ever needed to sell the vehicle or wanted to get rid of the vehicle. No permanent modifications were done. Space was going to be a huge concern. So I started drawing up designs on the computer. Once I found a design that I liked, I cut everything out on the router, gave it a profile, and then heated everything up. These adapters are made to fit underneath the driver and passenger seat and allow accommodations for both amplifiers in a factory fit. So here you can see the Audiotech-fischer or Helix P-SIx DSP MK2 amplifier, which is mounted to that plate. And then once that plate is attached to the amplifier, it is bolted to the actual vehicle in a factory way. The amplifiers aren't bouncing around, aren't scrubbing against the seat or anything like that. Here on the passenger side, you can see the Helix P1, which powers 3 L7 10-inch subwoofers in the back. So as with the driver side, bolted in, no play, everything's good. Now controlling the amplifiers, we use a Helix URC.3. This allows for master volume, master subwoofer controls, and 2 presets. So as I did with the Camry, posted a couple months ago, we have a street tune and then we have a SQ tune. Moving on to the rear, the factory subwoofer had to be removed as far as the amplifier was also moved out the way to accommodate the 3 subwoofers in a large enclosure. So once that was all moved, everything was lined with sound skins to help with vibrations because I knew the subwoofers were going to put out a lot of bass. Here's the actual subwoofer enclosure to house the 3 10-inch L7 subwoofers. The inside was sprayed with Raptor liner to help seal it up. We all know MDF is very porous, so I went ahead and sealed it up really good. Here is the spot where the quick connect goes into the actual enclosure. I didn't want to use an actual traditional terminal cup, wanted to do something a little different. So I made my own using TX connectors and cut the actual adapter out on the laser. And as always, I like to finish off all my enclosures. Even though it's going to be covered by a beauty panel, I just don't like the idea of client paying good money and just covering it up with a beauty panel and leaving bare wood. So here you can see I actually finish off the enclosure in vinyl and everything is covered in this actual, finished product. So in case it ever needs to be removed out of the truck, like I said, you're not just seeing a bare wood enclosure. So here's the template for the beauty panel. I was able to take inspiration from the front grille, and then I took that shape and kind of put it in the computer and kind of manipulate it a little bit to kind of give it a little bit more rounded edges, make it a little more organic, so that when you see it inside the beauty panel, it looks like it belongs and doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. Here you can see I finished everything off with a black and red, which works perfect because the interior is black and the exterior is red. But also the woofers themselves have red stitching, so it just kind of works and it just looks very natural and at home. So it doesn't, nothing sticking out really sore thumb or anything like that. The back seat folds down and gives full access to the woofers. The great thing about the design is that it allows for full excursion without the woofers hitting against the back seat, which actually improves the performance. The one request from the client was like he wanted everything kind of clean. So I just did the 2 lines and kind of mimicked them going off of the actual template. So everything's kind of clean, it's organic. It doesn't, it's not too much going on. It's not anything wild, which was perfect for, my client's request. He said he wanted something real clean and tasteful. So once everything was done, we did a quick kind of demos, some tracks, and that was it. So I hope you liked everything. And as always, you can check out my work and leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell for updates. And as always, thank you so much for checking out my work. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you and have a blessed day.